Welcome from Iqbal Stadium, Faisalabad. We're here for the KFC Presents Vigotel Mobile ODI Series, and it's Pakistan taking on South Africa. We're great to be back on here in Faisalabad. The crowd was absolutely brilliant the other night, and we can expect more of that in this particular region that we've got here. Pakistan then, they won that first one-day international. South Africa lost, but again, they have to win it if they are to stay alive in this series. So plenty to look forward to in this encounter between both these sides. I've got with me Amir Sohail and JP Dumini to really talk about what's going to happen today. Amir, great performance by Pakistan in that first one-day international. They're starting off on a positive note, always helps in any series. Where do you think perhaps they could improve if they are to look at today's game?
I think batting is a concern and turn out to be a perennial problem for Pakistan, especially the middle order and low middle order. At times when you think Pakistan is sailing and marching along relentlessly, we start to lose wickets. I think this is the area we have to improve. But you have to appreciate Shaheen Shah Afridi for his captaincy. He made the right call at crucial junctures of the game, and it was good to see the bowlers responding to him.
All right, JP, then talking about South Africa, talking about today's, what happens today in terms of how they performed, where do you think they can improve then?
Well, if you think about the rhythm of this entire tour, losing the first test match, having to fight back, yes, won the first T20, but then lost it quite convincingly and then needing to fight back. I think the same opportunity arises now for South African ODI cricket. And for us, really, it's about, okay, how, from a test of character point of view, how do we respond? Great opportunity for this young squad to respond positively.
Absolutely, it's a great chance to redeem themselves. Remember, it's a second one-day international here in Faisalabad, and the third one will also be played. The third one-day international will be played on the 8th of November here in Faisalabad, and that'll be the final game of this tour. Quick look at the match summary from that previous game. This is what happened. South Africa made 263, perhaps short of runs. That was the general view that we had here. Pakistan then were able to chase it down. Like I said, not without their share of hiccups, but they did manage to go over the line, and they won it in the end by 2 wickets. Very simple question, Amir, because Pakistan has won 6 tosses, on this tour. Who's winning the toss? It's a simple prediction that we're taking.
Law of averages.
Law of averages, right? So you're basically saying it's South Africa's day in that regard. JP, what about you?
Well, Quinton de Kock asked me, what are the chances of South Africa winning a toss? And I said, very minimal. He's not very convinced, but I think the law of averages stands true in this second one.
All right, and if you win the toss, what would you do?
I'd probably see something similar. South Africa winning the toss, wanting to bat first, put on a better showing, particularly in that middle part of the game, and hopefully put up a really good score to try and defend.
Do you think, from a Pakistan perspective, would they want to be batting first at all just to test themselves, or would they stick to bowling first?
I think we have seen Pakistani team chasing in the shorter format for the longest. I think this time they should challenge themselves and try and put runs on the board and see how the bowlers are going to react.
All right, let's see who wins the toss and then, because like we said, Pakistan has been really lucky with the toss on this tour, and they've won 6 tosses. So let's find out what happens today. It's over to Ramiz Raja, who's out there with the 2 captains.
It's beautiful out here, nice and bright. We've got the 2 captains here. Ranjan Madugale is going to oversee the toss. Shaheen Afridi has the coin.
Tails.
Matthew Bretsky has called for tails, and Ranjan?
It is heads.
It's heads.
That's it. All the best.
Yeah, I mean, this is normal routine now for Pakistan, winning the toss and doing what now, Shaheen? What have you decided?
We go for bat first.
Bat first? It looks a better pitch compared to the last one?
No, I think, yeah, it looks similar, but a little bit gas on wicket, but we feel maybe ball coming very nicely on first innings.
Okay, right. Any team changes at all, Shaheen?
Yeah, we have 2 changes. Abrar and Hassan Nawaz was resting. So Fahim Ashraf and Wasim Jr. is back.
What did you make of that first game? Win is a win, but do you think you need to improve in certain areas?
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of areas, but I think the boys played really well last game, and I think credit goes to them, and the batting, they finished very well. So yeah, there was a lot of changes, but we will try to manage the things.
Best of luck, Shaheen.
Thank you.
Matthew, did you see the coin carefully, not two heads, not two tails on the same side?
I had a look, but I actually have no idea what's going on in this country.
The breaking news is that you've lost the toss once again. But what do you make of bowling first on the surface?
Yeah, to be honest, we would have batted first, but hopefully we can restrict them to a decent total and we can chase it.
Even though you lost the game, but there was so many higher points because you really rushed them right till the last over. You want more of the same maybe with crossing the line this time?
Yeah, I think probably where we went wrong is we were probably 20 runs short, but we dragged them really well and our bowlers really bowled well, so hopefully again the same tonight.
How's the experience been so far?
Awesome. I think the hospitality from the Pakistan people has been great. The crowds have been great, so yeah, it's been really good.
All right, okay. Any team changes?
Yeah, we got 2 changes. Taba Peter comes in for Lungi Ngidi and Andre Berger comes in for Lazard Williams.
Have a good one.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you. So the news from the centre out here is that Pakistan have won the toss and elected to bat first on the surface. What about the surface? It's just a wee bit better compared to the first one because the curator says that the bounce recorded here is a lot better. It looks a lot more smoother. Still a bit abrasive, but no alarm bells really to ring for the batsman. That's why probably Pakistan have decided to bat first. There's still quite a few cracks, straw-colored grass and all that kind of stuff. But it's just that conditions are much better for batting. And I think Pakistan have made the right call.
All right, then Pakistan winning the toss once again. So the toss is favouring the home side currently, and they've decided to bat first. Ahmed, there's also 2 changes for this Pakistan team. Fahim Ashraf comes in, and then you've got Wasim Jr. We haven't seen him in a while.
I'm happy for Wasim Jr. because he's been warming up the bench for the longest, and he must be very frustrated that why he's not been given a chance here. So now the conditions are very good for his type of a bowler, so he should prevail. And I think Fahim Ashraf's inclusion is a very intelligent one. What we saw in the first game, rather than spinners, the fast bowler, whenever they ball the cutters, the pitch responded well to them. So I think this is a sensible change.
All right, good change from Pakistan. Then JP, just looking at South Africa, they've also made 2 changes. I mean, how do you look at the side overall?
Yeah, certainly not a surprise in terms of the tactics that they've chosen coming into this encounter. You look at how Pakistan went, they bowled 4 out-and-out spinners. They probably were really effective, particularly in that middle phase of the game. So it's probably an area that South Africa would identify, how can we create some more control? So that obviously means Ngaba Peter comes in. There is a change in terms of tactics from a left-arm seamer coming in Andre Berger. I like that. It gives a different sort of mentality and option for South Africa. Top 6, 7 looks the same. It's obviously just the 2 seamers in Bosch and Berger with the 4 options of spin for South Africa.
Great 4 options, and it'll be interesting to see how Britske then uses those 4 spinners. How did you find his leadership or captaincy in that previous game, or overall, how do you look at him as a young, sort of inexperienced leader?
Well, getting to know him as a person and as a cricketer, I think first and foremost, he will look at it as how do I lead from the front in terms of my performance. He's had an outstanding start to ODI cricket, and I think there was glimpses of that in that first ODI as well. The way he dominated spin, there wasn't a lot of dot balls, particularly when he faced against, which at times in the middle phase turned quite a bit. I thought his options that he used were really effective. Now it's about trying to marshal these troops, particularly when they're fielding. And I think this is going to be a nice test for him with the opportunity to bowl first. What options are useful in various phases of the game? It's going to test his resolve, maybe being put under pressure. How does he respond? How does he gather the information in the squad? I think there'll be a huge reliance on a Quinton de Kock. He's somebody that has a keen eye for angles and it's reading the situation of the game, so you'll certainly see that as a great positive for him going into this first innings.
Also from a Pakistan perspective, Ahmed, that middle phase, when you talk about middle overs, initially there's a lot of chatter around how they're unable to get breakthroughs in that middle period, but we saw Saim Ayub the other night and how effective he's been. So what do you think about him adding value with the ball now? We've seen a lot of his batting, but now he's beginning to take wickets.
His primary job is to get runs for Pakistan, and if he picks up wicket for Pakistan, that is an added plus, and he can become a captain's luxury if he keeps on performing with the bat and then chipping in with important wickets. There is no doubt he will bring a lot to the captain on the table. There is no doubt about it. But the problem with Pakistani middle order batting is, rather than playing the situation, they are playing for the gallery. They want to hit sixes. They want to hit boundaries consistently. It doesn't happen. It happens once in a blue moon, but most of the times, JP will tell you that as a batter, you have to work hard for your runs, especially at international level, and especially against stronger oppositions.
And rotation of strike, how important is that when you're building an innings, JP?
It's critical. So just to jump on Amir's point, I think it's finding this balance, particularly in the middle overs, of how do we rotate strike. I think dot ball percentages, particularly in the shorter formats, become so critical in understanding which areas of the game do we need improvement. But what I really enjoyed was the Salman Rizwan partnership. Yes, they came in under pressure, they lost a clump of wickets and that put them under pressure, but the ability to rotate strike, but also find the low risk boundary. That is something that I really enjoyed. They imposed the pressure back onto South Africa in a subtle way. They built partnership, they absorbed the pressure, they rotated strike well. When the opportunity presented itself to get the boundary, they took it. They put on what, shy of 100-run partnership that set up the innings for Pakistan. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a shake there towards the back end, but lots of positives to take out in that middle phase.
Absolutely, and they've been key for Pakistan. When you talk about that middle order, lower middle order, contributions from Salman Ali Agha as well as Mohammad Rizwan. I mean, how crucial do you think those two are for Pakistan to score runs?
You know, no matter whether you're playing T20 cricket or ODI cricket, middle overs have importance. You cannot deny that. And if you have the ability to score runs like Salman Ali Agha and Rizwan did, I mean, takes the game away from the opposition. When they were in a partnership, involved in a partnership, you could tell South African were resigning to the fact it's not going to happen for us. Unfortunately for Pakistan, wickets, they fell in cluster. That gave hope to South Africa, but in the end, it was a positive result for Pakistan.
Absolutely, these two then really sort of leading the way with the bat. Their partnership has been extremely crucial for Pakistan in the last few months. We've seen that, them delivering at a time when it was required. We'll take a short break. The crowd is building up really nicely here in Faisalabad. I can tell you that all three games are sold out. I mean, the first one we saw already, second one is also sold out, and the third one already is sold out. So you can't match the spirit of the people of Faisalabad. Kudos to them for coming out in huge numbers. We'll take a short breather here and be back just in a bit. Pakistan has won the toss and they have decided to bat first. We spoke about the changes from both these sides as well. But one thing that worked really well for Pakistan in that previous one-day international was Fakhar Zaman's contribution at the top. Amir, he's had his fair share of injuries and, you know, he's had fitness issues in the last 1 year. So it's good to see him come and score runs at the top, because we've seen that more often than not. Whenever he scores, Pakistan ends up winning.
And what's refreshing about Fakhar Zaman's approach, now he's batting with a measured approach, and at the same time he's willing to work hard for his runs. He has moved away from his A game. Now he's looking to spend more time at the crease. And I think what he's focusing on is, with boundaries, he's trying to complement it with singles and doubles. So I think that will augur well for Pakistan in the future, that he has actually started to take responsibility, and he forced his younger partner to complement him, which is a good thing. He's guiding Saim Ayub how to go about the job, and I think for future it'll be good for Pakistan.
The younger boys taking responsibility is so important because you're literally shaping the future in that sense. JP, Pretorius then, that night, great knock by him in the previous one-day international, and he seems to have the right attitude.
Yeah, I mentioned it in comms in the first game, and I said that he looks like he belongs just from this first year already, where he's made 3 debuts. He's played all formats already, and he's staked a claim in international cricket. And what I was really impressed about was just his balance at the crease, particularly at point of release from the various bowlers, coming at different angles. Yes, he has a bit of a trigger, but the point of release is where his head is really still. And he doesn't try to overhit the ball, particularly against seam. He's got great timing on the ball, but more importantly, he's got an aggressive mindset. So particularly when he's facing up against spin, you feel like something's always going to happen. He's trying to put the pressure on the bowlers, trying to make sure that his options are really clear. That's what I see. I see the options are clear. He's reading and assessing conditions. He has the great benefit, and we saw a picture in the comms in the first game where he's batting with a hero alongside him in Quinton de Kock, meeting him a good few years ago. He's only 19 years old and has the opportunity now to play alongside one of his heroes. And the thing about Quinton de Kock is he's got real clarity in assessing conditions and assessing the game. There's real clarity in his communication, and that's the great picture that we were speaking about. Real clarity in his communication on what he sees, and this is what you need to do. And I think for a 19-year-old to get to experience that at an international stage, and particularly in the subcontinent where a lot of teams have come here under pressure, facing a huge amounts of spin, not knowing how to go about it. So, you know, the opportunities are endless for him, but certainly one for the future.
We're forgetting one thing. He fielded so well.
He did.
He did. What I actually liked about his batting, when you come to subcontinent and you are faced as a batsman to deal with a slow pace, you have to play the ball late. And he was actually driving the ball very late. He was allowing the ball to come close to him, and that's why he looked very impressive.
It's time to discuss the score lines then, because we are entering that part of the show. Just in terms of runs, because Pakistan is batting first. I mean, a new challenge for them, because we've been seeing them that they've bowled first when they've won the toss. But how many runs again are we looking, Amir, where they feel in a comfortable spot?
I think if there is due around, they have to have an insurance of about 15 or 20 runs more. I would say they should look to score 270, 280 to start with and reassess.
And what about South Africa? What's the comfortable number for them that they feel, okay, this is something that is doable?
So I think something similar to what we saw a few nights ago. But more importantly, from a South African point of view, how do we break this down? So how do we make an impact in the power play? What strategies are we going to use in the middle overs, particularly now with the extra spinner? And we don't want to get it to the end too low.
All right, then it'll be an interesting contest between both these sides. It's Pakistan taking on South Africa, and plenty to look forward to in this particular one. Team photograph is happening as well. The crowd is building up really nicely here in Faisalabad. Very much clearer today as well in the skies. Take a short breather and see you guys on the other side.